Hello, hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to introduce you a palette project I'm starting this year. I'm calling it a year in palettes because I'm going to use all the palettes I have currently and coming that I know of now, because I have made some orders so I know they will be coming into my collection. But every palette I have right now and coming to me right now, I am going to use every single one of them at least once this year. I am introducing this project a little later than I would have wanted because I wanted to see what I wanted to do. I had to make a whole spreadsheet. I wanted to see how I wanted to do it. So I already started. I'm going to show you which palettes I use and what I think of them. And I'm going to explain the spreadsheet, everything. So if you are someone that loves shop my stash type of videos, getting use out of your own collection, then please keep on watching. And if this is your first time here, then hi, welcome. My name is AnneChris and I love, love, love to play with colorful eyeshadow. But as you can see, I keep them a little less loud. I don't need to be the next Instagram baddie. I don't like that look in real life. That's not my personal style, but I love to play with colorful makeup. So if you need some inspiration on how to do the same and you also want to keep your look a little bit toned down, then this is the place for you. And if you also like hauls, shopping my stash, project panning, then this is so the channel for you. So please consider subscribing. I upload at least 2 times a week, or I try to, and I'm trying to get 3 times. So I'm working on that. Okay, so the biggest reason why I wanted to do this palette project is because I have a lot of palettes. And sometimes I'm like, do I really know my collection? Do I really know the formula of every brand? So if I buy a new one, do I actually know if it's the same as the rest of the palettes they have already released? Stuff like that. I want to get to really know my collection. And also I think it is important that if you bring in a lot of makeup, that you also get use out of your makeup. I do project panning already. I'm not going to pan a palette because seriously, 1, who has the time, and 2, I will get so bored. So I don't want to do that, but I really want to get a use out of all my palettes. And I've started off with 4. These are the Nomad Cosmetics palettes I got in the vault. So I bought them all for at the same time. And I also got the Whistler palette, but it's not here yet. So their newest one is already on its way to me, but I don't have it yet. So I started with these 4. I'm going to tell you what I think of them and if I would declutter any of them. But mainly I wanted to start off with telling you how my spreadsheet looks. So I will have a print screen up here. What I first started doing was note down all the brands I have and all the palettes I own. So how many palettes do I own per brand? And then there was a thing. Then I tried to divide those palettes in the months that I thought would make the most sense. So I started off with Nomad Cosmetics. You see 5 in the spreadsheet, but I have 4 at the moment, but the 5th is coming. Then I have the ABH one. I already have 10, and Natasha Denona, I already have 13. So I'm going to use 10 palettes in 1 month, and I am going to use 13 in 1 month. Using those 4 palettes in January taught me that I can basically use like 15 max in a month if I want to use them all. I have been playing a lot with the Nomad Cosmetics palettes, and I loved it because I really got to know them. But it's not realistic to want that for the whole collection I have. I have in total 141 palettes. So I cannot give that much attention to, you know, dedicated palettes. I can't do that. So, but I want to use them all this year. I want at least once. So I can really see what palettes are boring, what palettes are not performing anymore, but also what palettes are surprising me, are challenging me. And yeah, that is what I wanted to do. So I have 36 brands in total and 141 palettes. So, and I made a division between them. So I'm going to see what I will declutter at the end of the year. It's not my ultimate goal. My ultimate goal is to really get to know my collection and get some use out of the palettes I already have, because it will also teach me what palettes I don't need. If I see a new palette, I'm like, I have 5 of them already, because I know my collection very well. Okay, so what I want to do next is show you the palettes I have been using for this last month. This is the Nomad Caterina palette. This is very much orange and pink. This is the palette I think is the most boring to me. If I have a look with the palette, I will put it up on the screen. I liked it. It's just not, this is just not a color story I get easily inspired by. So that, yeah, so this, if I would declutter one, I would declutter this one. But it's, I think the formula is really nice. The shimmer shades are a bit finicky at times, but it's just, I don't, you get the same type of look every time you use the palette. And I think there's nothing to really deepen up your look. But if you buy the whole vault, you get the Berlin palette. I will have that last, I think. And you will see that you can, if you have them all, you can really mix and match very well. And that is what I did with a lot of the looks. This is the Nomad Marakash palette. And I think, look at this. I want tiling like this in my house. It's so cute. Ooh, the light is gone. As you can see, this seems to be a little bit darker, but that is mainly because of the packaging. It's not a very dark color story. It doesn't go as deep as you might think, because this is the deepest brown and it is like a reddish clayish brown. It's not that deep. It's not that dark. It doesn't go very deep. I used almost every shade in here. I didn't get to the turquoise. That is, I'm a little bit like, that's too bad. But I used this. I just made I created a warm look and I just used this as a liner. And I tried, I don't know if I put a picture up, I'll put it up if I have one. I tried to do somewhat of a cat eye, but it didn't work. It didn't work. But this is really nice. And what I think is nice about this palette, that it has a lot of true mattes. There's also a lot of like, not necessarily satins, but more shimmery mattes. But this is a really nice, mainly matte palette. And I think it's a little nicer or a little bit more fun than the Nomad because, sorry, you have this darker shade and you have these colors over here. So that is why I like it a little bit more than the Caterina palette. But it's like, I'm not necessarily ranking them, but I'm telling you, I'm showing you in the order that I loved or didn't love them as much. So I didn't hate the Caterina, but I didn't love it that much. I really liked the Marakash a little bit better. And I liked the Tokyo palette even better than those two. This is the Tokyo palette. It's really cutesy. And what I used this palette together with the Berlin. That is the one I love the most. If you know the vault, that would not be a very big surprise. But what I think is so fun is that she has these grays in here. And I put up a picture of the look I did. I will have it on the screen right now. Where I put it on Instagram and I told, you know, I tagged, of course, Nomad Cosmetics. And she said it's so much fun that you combined the gray with like the minty green, because it's like what I'm going to show you. I'm going to look it up because she told me it is a like goth movement. She gave me some background information. That's always fun. Oh, here she said goth pastel or goth pastel is a big look in the Harajuku scene. So I wanted to add in that pastel dark gray shade to allow for something like that above. So for my look I did. And she was really happy I put those together. And I think this gray, I've used it a lot more than just with these, but it gives you a opportunity not to just have a very light and fluffy and, well, if you like K-pop and stuff, then this would be, I think, a beautiful palette, but I'm not like that. I've used it today in my outer corner. I could have even smoked it out a little bit more with a black that is in the Berlin. I will show you later, but I thought it was nice to keep it in the matte shade. As maybe you can see, but these mattes have a bit of a shimmer to them, so they're not truly matte. And you have to really keep that in mind if you want to put like, I wanted to blend out this one with this one, and that looked so weird because it has like, I don't know if I can show you properly, but it has like a sheen. Can you see? So it doesn't really look that nice, and that is something I was like, yeah, it's not bad or anything, but it doesn't make it a complete palette to me. So I really like this one. It's fun. It's like, it performs beautifully. It is really pigmented. It blends out really nicely, but yeah, it's not a complete color story as you can see, and you have nothing that goes really light unless you use this like yellow, which is fun, but yeah, it's yellow. Do you want yellow in your inner corner with every look you do? I don't think so. Okay, and the last one that I love the most is the Berlin Underground palette. This is a really grungy palette, and I did a look, I will put it up. Almost every time I used this palette or reached for these palettes and I had to do like a meeting for work on, well, we don't use Zoom, we use MS Teams. I put this in my crease, then I put these in my outer corner, and I used this one, I believe. Yeah, I think, or was it the wall? No, I used the wall, this one, this middle one, on my lid every dang time. And sometimes I use this like minty gray in my inner corner. That's Kreuzberg. Yeah, Kreuzberg. This this palette really brought out like my, what do you call it? Creativity. Oh my god, why didn't I get that to that word? But okay, this palette really brought out my creativity. I loved creating looks with this because it goes really deep and it goes really light. Yes, it's a bit greenish, but still, this one I really loved. It just doesn't have a lot of mattes. Almost, even this one, the Tageles, I don't know, it's German. I'm Dutch, so I should know, but I don't know. Tageles, I guess it's called. I don't know. But yeah, so I didn't use everything. So I didn't use like Helden because it's a gold. I didn't really use that. I think I used Deutsch Punk. I think I used that. It's a really fun, like greenish gold look shade. It's a fun palette. It's not complete by any means, but if you have the other three, then you can go a very long way. Today I used these two. For this look, I used these two shades on my lid, and I used these minty greens, this one and this one, in my crease. It's fun. So if you have all four of them, you can really create really fun looks, but this was the one that got me the most use. I got the most use out of this palette because it was just easier for me to create something for work. I did I was a good YouTuber. I took some notes, and what I wanted to just say in general about all of the palettes, that they are very pigmented and you have to be careful because the shades go a very long way. So if you pick up any of the shades, then no, you will blend them out far. You can go far. You can go to Tokyo basically with these. Then I must say that these are really fun colors and they really challenged me in my creativity, all four of them. But what I missed is that none of the palettes, only the Berlin somewhat, but you don't put a green in your minty green in your inner corner every time. There's nothing really light and easy to put on like your brow bone in your inner corner. I'm someone who loves to do that for most of my looks. This time I didn't. But that is something I missed in here. And not all the palettes go really dark and really light, so you don't always have the contrast. And that means that you get a lot of the same-ish looks out of them, especially for those last two. That is why they are on the bottom, is the Caterina and the Marakash ones. They're really nice, they're really pretty, but you get like the same-ish type of look out of them. What I also think is really great is that you get all sorts of formulas, but I miss the matte. So you get really good shimmers, you get some metallics, you get like really satiny mattes, you get satiny sheens, but you don't get a lot of really true matte eyeshadows. And I do love me a matte eyeshadow. I like mattes more than I like shimmers. I know I'm the odd one out on that one. But so that was a bit of a lacking thing for me. But what I wanted to say in like longevity, this look will stay on all day. Nothing creases, nothing fades away. It stays on beautifully. Of course, I always use a primer. That will all be listed down below what I've used today. But I didn't see anything with wearing off, creasing, anything. Beautiful, beautiful quality. Okay, so that is everything I wanted to say about these four. I got a lot of fun out of them, and if I am going to declutter one, I am going to declutter this one, but I won't decide right now because it may have a place in my collection, I don't know yet. And for next month, you've already saw the ABH Norvina in the spreadsheet, but this is what I'm going to use this month. And this is going to be something more difficult because I have to use, I think I can use every one of these palettes twice because I don't do my makeup every day. I do my makeup a lot more, so that is also a good thing for my project pen, but I am not doing my makeup usually every day. So yeah, it's going to be a thing. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a better name for this project, I thought a year in palettes is the only thing that was like, okay, that is truly what this is. So if you have a fun name or a better name, then let me know down below. And if you are doing similar things, similar project, then let me know down below as well, because I just like to know what you are doing and maybe steal your idea. No. You know what I mean. Give this video a big thumbs up if you like what you saw, and please subscribe because I would love to see you in my next one. Bye!